Now, why you call a northerner that is in the east or in Lagos or in the south or in the west Aboki? As same thing with the people that call other people funny names. Like I said, whether you find a Yoruba person or an Igbo person in the north, and as a northerner you give them a funny name. Why do you guys do that? But you say maybe a white call you the N word and maybe you are mad, or you don't like a white that calls a black the N word because it's racism. Don't you know that tribalism is local racism? If you are trying to call a spade, call it a spade, not a big spoon. You get me? So you cannot be against racism and not be against that level of tribalism. That's a madness. So you need therapy on that. Basically, you calling a northerner that's in your space Aboki when he's not your friend, it's local racism that we call tribalism. All those words you put out to annoy someone, or I don't know, you should do it subconsciously. That's a sign that every other effort you are putting into changing Nigeria as though our space, as we all claim we are doing, is not really working for you, because there is something that is underlying in your mentality that is letting me know that every effort you're putting there is not really worthwhile. You understand? You need to be cautious about what the little things. And most of you see or hear the way I talk about little things, and you be like, it's small talks. Well, they are small talks because yes, I'm relearning how to make small things excite me. Growing up, they say my people suffer for the lack of knowledge. Trust me, there's a place you know things to, and you start to suffer because you knew some things. There's a space I go to, I start to suffer for the things I know, not for the things I don't know. But I still observe and I still see people that suffer because they don't know. Yeah, I know too well. I know too much. That's why I can't even be evil. I can't be bad, especially on this internet space. It might cause a world war. There's a space you are there's a place you know to. And you be like, no, I can't use this knowledge negatively. I'm just that person that I can't. If not, the universe is just going to squeeze life out of me. Because all this knowledge is supposed to be used positively. You can't have all that knowledge and be a negative person. Honestly, that's why if I do bad, it's so heavy on my mind. It drains me till I go and make a correction. And for all those things that I feel like are heavy on my conscience, I am glad that I still found a way to redeem myself. I still found a way to make peace with myself. Yeah, not for anybody's sake. Right now, I can confidently say I like every single thing about every single side of my life, even the places that are not perfect yet. I'm good. I'm good. And I'm glad. Of course, the zero consciousness. But look at where we are now. So why would I run now? When hunger baby say no kill me yesterday, you know if you kill me tomorrow or any other day. You know get one thing I need and if you facilitate. You know get one thing I do, they don't like to imitate. Sakpa when no end my life the other year. You know if you see me again, not even on aggregate. You know get one thing I been do it then they still relate. You know get one thing I been do it then they. I said I mean no my headache oh. I said I mean no my headache. I said I mean no. Nobody come try partake. Nobody come try partake. Man nobody come. I said I mean no my headache oh. I said I mean no my headache. I said I mean no. Nobody come try partake. Nobody come try partake. Oh man nobody come. I always try my best to stay far from iniquity. Like I said, everything when I do now for my own sanity. I don't even want to contact with your own mentality. So just hold your mentality there. Everything with your mentality, hold on. I don't want to dabble your mentality, bro. But Everything I'm saying is valid. Everything I'm saying is valid. Growing up, shouting this thing, shouting this thing. Because one time I wanted to come on the internet and be like, don't these guys know what's happening in this end? Since I was 3 years, my dad was giving me to somebody on the fence to cross so that we take the fence and not take the front place because they have covered there. We're trying, like, you understand? Do you understand that level of since from 3 years, I know what war is. Why would they make a space like that? Growing up to understand. It just made us hate ourselves in a space. Growing up to understand the forces that were doing these things. It just, my gosh, it just, like, do you know the amount of hate that has been built, that has been gradually structured in my land for the flimsiest reasons. The people that push this riot, that push this chaos, don't have the idea that they are being manipulated to do it against their very own. They don't. This perpetration is deep rooted. It's not something that you talk about once and it loses its grip. You talk about it every day. Talk about it every day. I'm trying to let you know that there is a space that these things I am saying is a reality. So it might not be making sense to you, but when it starts to make sense to you, you wouldn't know again. Of course, I see people shouting on the internet, no, they have surrendered us, they have surrendered. You didn't know that they have surrendered us since that year. You didn't know when we were shouting it because we're the only ones running helter skelter. Now I'm trying to bring the whole idea to you why these things are happening, because once each and every one of us, or at least since it's 10% of us that know what's really happening, if 90% know, let 10% be ignorant. Once more know, it loses its power. Neocolonialism loses its power. The ignorance in the minds of our youths that make them fight with passion, thinking they are fighting for God or fighting for a just cause. They understand it and they be like, what am I doing? Trust me, that's what is going to help you over sending any soldier into any bush. If you send any soldier into anywhere to go and tackle anything, you keep sending. And they're going to hurt some of those ones, and some of those ones are going to hurt them, and they're just going to be hot, on and on forever. You have created a frequency that you want to maintain for the longest. So when people say love is the answer, you think they are weak. If you know how much I could represent on the other side of love, the opposite, you wouldn't say that. I think everybody chooses love because they are weak. Some people choose love because they have stayed in the realm of hate for as long as they need to understand that what is this when this is available. So yes, for the people I say I love Woody so much for the things he has done, the uncommon things of making Abuja a sub-industry. I want to make talents from my place, from this side of the north, connect with the talents in Abuja in the manner that they are supposed to connect. The disconnect was created at some point, this side of Ariwa was looking fun, but this insurgency is just off to the light. Everybody just went back into their shells. Goals were dismissed. Goals in talent, in shape of talents, in humans, in people's ideas that I see. Everything just went cold. It hurts, actually. It went cold for something that is not worthwhile to be the reality of the day. The more we give this energy, the more we bring back that spirit of unity, that spirit of Africa, the African experience. As soon as you see it, you recognize it, you know that this is what you're supposed to be saying. This is the language you're supposed to be speaking. This is the way we're supposed to be breathing. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool frequency. They just denied us of it. Turned it black and white for us. Ghetto.